Department headquarters in Speedway. Ebony.
I have a copy of the complaint right here. It was filed just a few days ago on behalf of a mechanic who worked for Sarah Fisher Hartman for about a year and a half until he says he was wrongfully fired not long after he spoke out about being harassed. A federal lawsuit filed Friday. We're here at downtown Kilroy's Bar and Grill with tons of Pacer fans, and while they are disappointed about tonight's loss, they tell me they are not discouraged. In fact, they're ready to face the Heat at home on Tuesday. Right? Reporting live downtown, Ebone Monet, RTV6.
All right, well, of course, the day started.
Your kids at risk. Ebony?
Experts tell us at one point schools like this one in every school in the state had safe zones, areas to protect kids from powerful storms. In fact, it was the law, but it's no longer required. Most school districts have designated safe zones, and they say basements, if the school has one, is an ideal location for a refuge area. But they say that cafeterias and gymnasiums, while they seem convenient because of this space, they're actually places that should be avoided because tall walls are more likely to collapse in powerful storms.
Explains the push to encourage more women to try motorsports.
Drew, the drivers we spoke to today say it takes a lot of determination to do well here on this track, and that's something that spans gender lines.
I'm going to go inside of the locker room. Ebony, you?
Jason, after tonight's win, Pacer fans are literally celebrating in the streets, and they're not letting this light rain stop them. How could he feel?
Good win for the Pacers.
Much of the celebration actually started hours before tip-off.
Go Pacers! Go Pacers!
So I'm here with two super fans who are willing to get wet for the Pacers. How good do you feel? How good do you feel?
I felt really good. It was crazy inside. The atmosphere was great. Now it's on to Miami. We can beat the Heat and be the NBA champions.
And how?
Yeah, beat the Heat! Beat the Heat! Beat the Heat!
Outside Bankers Live Fieldhouse with some super fans reporting live downtown. Ebone Monet, RTV6.
And in other news, it's raining out.
Ebone Monet is live downtown with the very latest on this. Ebony?
Erica, I have a copy of Weiser's plea agreement right here, and legal experts say it's a good deal for Weiser. In fact, they say in exchange for his cooperation, he could walk away serving little to no time at all. Still, here's what he's facing. Federal. Today, when announcing the charges, the U.S. attorney says he's sending a message that, quote, justice is not for sale. Reporting live downtown, I'm Ebone Monet, RTV6.
As the murder.
Ebone Monet is live at the State House with more on this. Ebony?
Drew, Common Core has a lot of support here from state education leaders, but there's also a growing number of people who want to do away with this national education standard altogether, and they tell me their fight continues even with this pause.
Live downtown with more on this developing story. Ebony?
Drew, this signing is either a major loss or a major victory for the people here of Marion County, depending on who you talk to here at the State House. But one thing is clear, this is definitely a hit for the Democratic Party. The 4 positions being eliminated are currently being held by Democrats. And just this afternoon, Governor Pence acknowledged
Survivors.
This is the stop sign authorities say the SUV intentionally skipped as it traveled more than 100 miles an hour with 4 kids inside.
Look at her, she's a miracle.
Annapolis International Airport with more on what travelers think. Ebony.
Jenna Todd, we spoke to a number of people here at the airport today, and while they pretty much agree waiting in those long lines at security checkpoints is probably the worst part of traveling, they're not sure if they're ready to see knives like this on board. As small knives will get a pass, other security measures are holding firm. So if you have more than 3 ounces of fluids in your carry-on bag, you can still expect for it to get trashed. Passengers will. Now, of course, it's not just knives. You can also, starting April 25th, carry 2 golf clubs like this one. But the passengers we spoke to say it's the knives that have them concerned. Reporting live at the airport, Ebone Monet, RTV6.
And getting to the airport could.
Reporter Ebone Monet spoke with McCormick's roommate and his mother. She's now live at Senate in St. Clair where the crash happened. Ebony?
Drew, that's right. The crash happened right about here. In fact, this SUV behind me was damaged in the process, and I did speak to people who knew that young EMT very well. As you can probably imagine, they tell me they are devastated and shocked by the loss.
Continue to learn. Appreciate your friends.
With what's been happening there, Ebony.
Todd, police tell us break-ins like this are unusual for the area. That's why they want to remind people to get back to basics. Basics like rolling up windows and locking doors.
Both windows were broken.
With more on the plans to fix it, Ebony.
Jenna, NDOT leaders recognize there is a congestion problem here on I-69, especially as drivers travel in and out of Fishers. And they say new plans to hopefully fix this will be done, hopefully weather permitting, by the end of this year.
Yes, all the time.
With thousands of people making this commute daily, drivers tell us being stuck in rush hour traffic not only makes them lose time, but patience.
Nightmare, nightmare. And
Decision might finally put an end to an ongoing neighborhood dispute. Ebony.
Todd, this case all came down to a woman's complaint about what she called excessive barking by her neighbor's dogs. Initially, the lower court said that one person's complaints were enough, but today the Indiana Court of Appeals disagreed.
actually, there was a
Reporter Ebone Monet joins us live with how this could happen to you. Ebony.
Todd, I have a copy of one of the letters right here. In fact, it was sent to us by a viewer. Not only does it outline his voting history from the last 4 years, but it also lists the history of his neighbors.
to me.
We've reached out to Americans for Limited Government, but the phone lines for this East Coast-based company have been down for much of the day. According to the website, they're an aggressive, nonpartisan group, and like the name suggests, they're out to expose and prevent the expansion of government.
What bothered me on the thing was that one of the ladies.
Moments. Ebony?
Drew, the video shows two armed men with their faces partially covered, and police hope releasing it leads to their arrest. Now, police are still looking for the men who they say robbed the store, the clerk, and that shopper, and ask anyone with any information at all to call Crime Stoppers. The number is 262-TIPS. Back to you.
All right, Ebony, thanks. Now to our is live with that story. Ebony?
Drew, the burglar was able to break in through this window here, and after 45 years of serving this community, the staff members tell me because of what they were able to get away with, it's making it hard for them to serve.
6 reporter Ebone Monet joining us live in studio with much more in this story. Ebony?
Drew, police say if you find a bottle with unknown fluids, don't pick it up or even kick it. They say instead just call police because it could explode. In this manicure, Tanya, a 6-year-old child is one step closer to being reunited with his father, and a trooper tells us it all started because something looked out of place.
I was just stand with the documents now, Ebony.
Well, Todd, the dumpster that was filled with that financial information has since been removed, but it's not clear at this time whether or not the documents were shredded or if they were simply trashed.
Yeah, that's.
Earlier today, we also contacted Cardinal Fitness. An employee says the company paid to have documents like these shredded, and she even offered to fax over a receipt we're still waiting for. Reporting live in Southport, Ebone Monet, RTV6.
All right, hopefully those documents are gone.
Monet got a quick sneak peek at one of the biggest parties, the Rolling Stones soiree. Ebony.
Yes, I sure did. I feel special. I actually got to see it even before the celebrities and the athletes who are expected here in just a few hours got to see it. And this is a very big party, very anticipated party. And in honor of this very big party, this Rolling Stone Bacardi party, we're told that Bacardi has spent about $1 million in decorations alone. The company is celebrating its 150th anniversary, and this is on top of about $2 million of renovations to this building, which used to be a factory here behind me. But tonight it will be Party Central. What you're seeing is what people who bought tickets here will be seeing tonight when they hang out and party with. It definitely feels like a national holiday if you take the time to walk around downtown Indianapolis tonight, but let's not forget about the other parties. Maxim is also throwing a party tonight, as well as Leather and Laces. It's night 2 of Leather and Laces party, as well as DirecTV featuring pop sensation Katy Perry. Not to mention all the fun people are having just walking around downtown Indianapolis. So it's a very exciting time for the Circle City. Reporting live downtown, Ebone Monet, 6 News.
Live just south of downtown at the Rolling Stone party. Ebony?
That's right, Tanya. The much anticipated Rolling Stone Bacardi Bash is underway. You can even see the cars lining up behind me. These are the VIPs still arriving as we speak. And when this party was still in the planning phase, we were actually able to talk to the publisher of Rolling Stone magazine, who says if Rolling Stone magazine was to come to Indianapolis and throw a party for Super Bowl, it's going to be big and it's going to be special. Well, were they able to pull it off? You be the judge. With Billboard chart toppers set to perform and a long list of well-known figures who have RSVP'd, media has come from all over the country to cover this event. Organizers describe it as a multi-million. Now, judging by the long line of chauffeured cars outside of the VIP tent, this is definitely a hot ticket tonight, but it's far from the only party happening in and around the Circle City. As we speak, Maxim is having a party right now. So is DirecTV featuring pop sensation Katy Perry. Plus, people all around the Circle City are having their own fun just seeing the sights in the city. Reporting live downtown, Ebone Monet, RTV6.
All right, now I'm official.
Reporter Ebone Monet joins us live from Georgia Street. Ebony.
Todd, as you can see, there's a lot of energy here in the Super Bowl Village, and people actually only have a little less than an hour to continue to enjoy the Village. And as you can see, they're enjoying it right now. In fact, all around downtown Indianapolis, crowds are enjoying the city, and many people have been enjoying it for hours.
Live downtown to explain what's behind this new community development. Ebony.
Good evening, Gina. You can see signs of Super Bowl 46 all around downtown Indianapolis. In fact, it seems as if something new is springing up every day. Take a look at this. It's pretty hard to miss these Roman numerals. But the Super Bowl host committee says the plan is long-term for the big game to leave a long-lasting positive impact on other neighborhoods with an even bigger need. Tim Crafton says that every accident is unique, but he says there are some things that drivers can do to make driving near retention ponds safer. For one, he says always be aware of your surroundings. He also says keep something hard inside your car like this to be able to break a window if needed. Reporting live on the southwest side, Ebone Monet, RTV6.
That's very important information, Ebony. Good.
Ebone Monet is live now with how all this started. Ebony?
This is the low security group home the girls escaped from. As you can see, there aren't any bars, just this broken fence. But police say the girls did have to get past an employee, and they did it with force. Take a look at this police cruiser. Authorities say that the Montgomery County prosecutor will decide if the 17-year-old driver will face charges as an adult. Reporting in Greencastle, Ebone Monet, RTV6.
When you head out tomorrow morning.
According to the report, the security guard identified himself as a police officer and started to write a ticket. But before he could even get finished, the driver just pulled off. IMPD didn't have to look far.
Live outside the city market downtown. Ebony, how many people actually showed up to support Shway today?
Drew, there are at least 100 people here in this plaza here behind me, many of them college age, and many of them with flyers like this saying to free Bebe Shway. They're trying to send a message to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office to drop the charges against her. She was actually here herself in the crowd, and she got up on the stage and she thanked everyone.